Hey Kev, it's time to record a new Smodcast.
Fuck off. I'm listening to one of the other great shows on the Smodcast Podcast Network. Scott?
There's so many to choose from.
You damn skippy, there's so many to choose from. I'm on 5 every week myself, man. Hollywood Babylon on Monday, Smodcast with you on Tuesday, Jay and Silent Bob Get Old on Wednesday with Jay Muse, Fat Man on Batman every Thursday, and then I wrap up the week with Edumacation with Andy McElfresh.
There's so many to choose from.
Hell yeah, son, and those aren't the only podcasts. Those are just the ones I'm involved with. What about the podcasts of Smodco that don't feature me, man? Like Tell 'em Steve Dave, Last Week on Earth with Ben Glebe, I Sell Comics with Ming and Mike.
There's so many to choose from.
Hey man, there's also Film School Fridays or Netheads or Get Up on This, Team Jack.
There's so many to choose from.
The Breaks, man. Waking from the American Dream, Bagged and Boarded, Phoebe, Soundbite Nation. These are all the shows you could be listening to over at smodcast.com, Scott.
There's so many to choose from.
And if audio's not enough for you, man, if you're just like, no, I want the thick dick of video as well, man, we can go to our YouTube channel, which is C-Smod, or you can watch Comic Book Men, our show on AMC, following The Walking Dead and The Talking Dead every Sunday night.
There's so many to choose from.
That's right, Scott. There are so many to choose from. So get choosing, kids. Go to smodcast.com. Start getting picky, man. Stick these sweet, sweet oral sounds into your ear pussies.
There's so many to choose from.
You said that already.
There's so many to choose from.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave, and shoeless edition. Well, kind of my fault.
Why?
Poor health again.
Did you even go to doctor that night?
I went to the ER.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. They sent me because I did because if you don't need a blood transfusion, just like the first time I went, they admitted me.
First time, what, years ago?
Yes, it's like, was it a year after it started?
It's still, but I gotta be honest, these blood transfusions feel like it's twice a year.
Biannual, yeah.
Like at the beginning of the year and the middle of the year, you need to go in and get surface like a fucking old jalopy.
Like an old vampire or something. Like Mr. Burns and shit. Yeah, it's, for whatever reason, I don't, and the dude is like, I can't remember his official name is, it's not, whatever the guy, the doctor.
Lucas Lopez?
Maybe, sure. He doesn't ask. He doesn't know why. He's like, I don't know why. Oh. It's book. The Hemogoblet comes and steals Brad's blood. He says, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's happening. Text him. How old is that phone? Is that even older than Walt's?
It's the same phone.
It's the exact phone as you.
Turn down the volume.
Yeah, like, whose phone makes noise anymore when you get text?
I thought it was a Geiger counter going off.
But yeah, and I have to go and get better treatments again. We didn't really seem to work with it last time.
Well, not only, I'm in a kind of a not in the greatest mood, so I'm willing to make the listeners feel in a bad mood too.
Okay.
Not only did they not get Q this week,
Right.
but your medical scare cost us a special guest, Monster Magnet.
Oh, I thought Q said he wasn't coming.
I didn't think he was coming either that night, and because he had never confirmed that he was coming for a week. And then on I guess Wednesday, the night after we you said you were not too ill to do it. Hugh decided he wasn't going to come down, and when he found out, I said, well, Dave never emailed me back, never called me. I don't think he's coming. Turned out he showed up and hung around in front of the store for a while.
Really?
Like for a half hour, wondering when we were going to show up. And,
He's like, I'm a rock star. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
I'm not supposed to confirm.
Yeah, so we could have had Dave on. Missed
Sorry,
out on Dave, missed out on Hugh.
Yeah, and you've got me at fucking half energy. Got Walt in a bad mood.
Well, that's probably going to spread it around a little.
Maybe it'll make you feel better.
It does a little bit.
I was, there are times when I say it, like, during the show a couple times, comic book man, and I say it on here on Portland, cheapskate here and there. I watched I didn't even know it was a show until yesterday. It's a show called Extreme Cheapskates.
Yeah, I've seen the promo.
Did you watch any of it?
I saw the promo. I guess this is the second year, right? Second season?
I saw first season. Oh, this is first season, so maybe there is a second season. We're only 7 episodes.
I know the promo I saw was people going into garbage cans and eating. Like, and they're like, that's still good? Like, it's just like a 10-second promo, obviously to repulse you enough to be like, I gotta watch it.
I gotta see what other people are.
But I mean, knowing what you know, you can't possibly watch it thinking that it's real.
I don't know. Some of this stuff, like some of the shit,
So
I'm like,
who would if you did pick out of a garbage can and use discarded food as sustenance, why do it on television?
how would they know about it? That's the thing I was wondering. Like, okay, there's some guy down
Even if your friend, even if you're like, do you know a cheapskate? You know those things at the end of shows.
Right.
If you know a cheapskate, contact us and maybe we'll get him on. If your friend or neighbor is a cheapskate.
Right.
But and if you're a cheapskate and you agree to go on the show, do everything but stick your face in the garbage can. And to me, I don't see how it helps you. Other than like, well, we're not gonna show you, we're not gonna cover you unless you do something crazy like eat out of a fucking
I think it's
trash
cool.
can.
Yeah, they're like, what do you need? You need to be a snitch. I mean, can you imagine if I pointed them in your direction? I'm like, you won't buy a lot of comics.
Yeah, they'd be like,
Like, well, does he eat out of garbage cans or dumpsters? Well, no. But these people, like, the first episode had 3 different people on it, and one was some guy who, and it's so obvious, like you say, like you know certain things. He's in a restaurant with his wife, and he sees that someone's going to throw away food. So he's like, hey, you're going to throw it away? Can I have it? And people say yes, which is weird, because if you wanted to eat my leftovers, I want to be like, oh, how gross you are to eat my leftovers, you know? And then he reuses paper towels and all kinds of shit. Then the next is a family who X amount of dollars on toilet paper because they have like a garbage can sitting next to the toilet, and they don't use toilet paper. They have these this. There's like 4 kids.
You can't, and through television, you cannot possibly get a vibe for the kind of odor that would bring in.
The smell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Television can't bring that sense to you.
Because it's not like, and then we rinse them out and we disinfect them. It's literally a garbage can half full with all these rags and shit all over them.
How much does toilet paper cost?
It was much. I mean, it's like less. What is it if you have 4? I know it's not like when you have a girl in the house, but you have 3 days. So you probably rip toilet paper.
Well, if we do, I'm not. You know what? I'm cheap, but I'm not at this point. I haven't gone hit rock bottom where I'm on it.
You're giving me spares to use.
But if we go through a lot of toilet paper, though, I mean, you're only here once. I mean, why?
Isn't
why
it like so weird?
Yeah, why subject yourself to such? Pamper yourself a little.
They're extremes, yeah. I mean, if you're like, hey, I'm going to eat out of the garbage, then maybe use some toilet paper. The same family. This is. I just.
I don't believe it.
No.
Any of it.
I wouldn't do it myself, but this lady said, "Oh, this cheese and this sauce is recently expired, so we can still use this." And I guess that's true.
Well, you see on Hoarders, you see people will keep expired food, to the point of like where it's actually it's more toxic than radiation. But
It's like eating food in plastic bags and shit.
I mean it is, but in those cases, most of the Hoarders never eat the
Yeah, it
food.
just sits around.
It just sits in the freezer or in the refrigerator, never to be eaten. But I guess in cheapskates they're
Cheapskates, they're going to eat it, right? And I mean, does that family look pretty normal? And they're like, instead of going to the grocery store, we'll go out and like, here's a wild skeleton. So they put them in their stores.
I mean, we said it before, though. I mean, like in a show like Hoarders, I think I don't know where there is left to go. I mean, other than like the most you've got the shock on that 15-second promo you have on the next Hoarders. You've got to be, this is the most insane Hoarders ever.
Yeah.
The most repulsive Hoarders ever recorded. The most extreme case of hoarding. I mean, I think it's been done unless now you're just like doing body parts, like real or carcasses of humans. I mean,
Yeah, because there's been carcasses of animals.
Right.
There's been like, oh wow, I turned over this mattress to see fucking dead cats.
All the time.
Yeah.
Now you don't even like blink an eye. You don't even look up from your magazine that you're reading while that's in the background. Like there could be 100 carcasses of the animals underneath someone's bed, and you still wouldn't turn around and look at it if it was on.
If there's no carcasses, you're like, what was the point? And then the third one was a guy who he looked nuts, and he is like, they have a house, and it's like they're doing nice things, so they need to save money because they do. Over the past 20 years, the rest of it's noble.
Yeah.
So we need to be cheap. But then when you see what you use by it, you're like, one week out, I think it might have been every month, every 6 months or whatever, we go on a fiscal fest. And that means they don't spend any money for in-movies. For a week. And then, I guess, it was his anniversary with his wife, or he was going to make a nice dinner for or whatever. And so he's like, all right, well, I gotta make some money. Which, to me, I was like, well, then you are spending money. But I guess if you find the money, so he goes to the laundromat. He goes to payphones. He's looking for change. He comes up with $7.50. He's going to a butcher. And he buys 2 goat heads. You know that picture you drew? Yeah, you really love. The goat heads. Tons of two. This is each of their own goat head for the anniversary wedding. And the wife is like, what was I thinking? And the guy has no problem. He's like, office cheap, cow hearts are cheap. This is cheap. You're fucking kidding me. Whatever. And he plucks its stomach turn. Puts the eye on the goat and fucking. And I'm just like, I'm looking at this one, dude. I'm looking at the lady. Suzanne is conscious. But if I were to be like, hey, happy anniversary, here's your cut to you. I don't think I'd be angry. Or if I were like, no more toilet paper. You wouldn't say you're wiping your asses with newspaper or whatever. It's, like you say,
I'm surprised you watch it and have with any expectations of what I mean. I'm surprised that you do have. You have. It sounds to me like you have bought into it.
I'm totally sold, even though I've been doing it for years.
I'm really surprised that you're.
I think they play some of it. There was one lady who saw her on a different show. And, you can just see their faces when they're off. The mannerisms and they're looking right. And this lady is like, why do you need $1,000 for a bed? It's crazy. I have this. It's a couple pounds.
Yeah.
And she invites her friends over and from college and for dinner. But meanwhile, she goes into the garbage cans of high-end restaurants and high-end grocery stores in New York City area. She goes to New York City, and people come out and they're like, "Hey man, you can't do that. can't be good. And like, it's almost like good times. Remember when people were afraid that we fucking eating food? It would be like that. I was like, hey, come on over for dinner. But you know.
I don't, but when we really shows go on here, so it's cool. If they were
if it is
real,
true.
they should be filming these people, though. This should not be the entertainment of American entertainment. It really is, I mean, the freak show that people today are like, would be outraged about, is on 24/7 on these shit channels.
Right.
And, showing them if that's...
We're not talking about UAMC.
Well, after midnight, doesn't count. But like, that should not be consumption or viewed as entertainment. I don't know how anybody involved in those shows can not feel dirty and just feel not proud of that this is what they're getting, this is what they're earning a paycheck on. It's exploiting. So, if it's true, definitely mentally ill person. For you're making money and you're exploiting them for ratings and everybody involved because it's cheap. And America just doesn't seem to that this has become acceptable.
Well, if you were to put on like a real freak show, people freaks,
you wouldn't even get one show off and running before you shut down.
You hear the letters.
A real freak show, not like someone sticking a fork up their nose and pulling out the other nostril,
not blocking,
and eating a light bulb.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about the real
true, like medical anomalies and shit. If you were to put that show on,
not the show. Well, you actually use a freak show on YouTube.
Yeah, but there again, it's a tall guy. It's the lady who swallows the sword. It's like they're more talents, like unusual talents.
And I'm sure that AMC, had their share of people who were not happy that show was on, regardless of how. I'm sure I haven't seen it, but I'm sure they're portrayed as heart of gold and feel good, and I'm people just like everybody else. What they have to do.
Yeah.
But they don't seem to want to do that. America doesn't seem to care, though, if some poor old lady is
14 fucking cats.
and she's eating out of a dumpster, and
that's a weird thing about this. The first episode and a half I saw, nobody was old. Like, everybody's either middle-aged or young.
Like, it doesn't matter, though. I mean, if
they're
real,
mentally ill.
If it's real, and I don't believe it is, but even if it's not real, how can you put that on your resume and be like, I created the show?
And what's weird is that not only do you have, like, whatever the original Hoarders was, it was so popular that it demanded 3-4 copycat shows. Because people could not get enough.
And I have been hammered with too many nice comments lately and stories. I've taken a step back and look. I mean, the people who like it cannot tell me how fun and how almost like a podcast. Not nearly as you could say this. Almost like a podcast that makes them just forget about whatever's going on in their life.
For a little bit of time.
And I laugh, and it's a good time, and you guys and it's just a great. I wish it was longer. Regardless, if you're like, oh, you don't think it's funny, or you don't like comics or collectibles, it's not. You can at least put it on your resume and never feel like you exploited someone mentally ill or something you shouldn't have done.
I think it doesn't care.
Well, I mean, he's taken a couple of tests, and I don't think it's the only redeeming value.
And it's really small size that you could be like, well, at least I'm not as fucked up as completely mental. Not
And I know that.
he was eating goats
and
outside the
supposedly
garbage.
they helped him and they set him up with some psychiatric help and some clean out. So I know they'll say they can fall back on that, but once that show's gone, I can say there's no way that they continue paying for their care, their mental health care. There's no way. I would be shocked. If they did, I would come back and I would be like, I was wrong. Orders is doing good, but I can't imagine that they're continually paying to help this person once the cameras are shut down. They're on their own again.
Yeah, I think that they had a lot of the talk shows started doing that after a while. Because people are like, "What the fuck?" You know, Jimmy Jones or any of these, where people come in and expose these awful problems to the world for entertainment, and then they come home. We're even open, you know. Then they go home, and it's like, all right, well, the only thing that's different now is machines.
Yeah. So some shows have said, okay, we're gonna pay for
I think that
prolonged.
No, that I don't know.
1 or 2 visits ain't gonna do it.
No, not for this one. Right, because I mean, TV networks are notoriously cheap, especially with reality. The reason it's expensive to produce. So, are they going to then factor on these people? Here, I don't think so.
It's unrealistic. I mean, but if they are, someone can tell me that they that I'm sure some people have been helped, but I would love to see follow-ups on some of the people that they spotlight.
Yeah.
See how they're doing. See if the TV helped or hurt.
Yeah, those one. I think it was one of the older shows, and there was a guy who drove. He was driving into town. Driving into town, and he sees a car, and it turned out it was his fiance. She was in a fatal car wreck. Yeah, I think it was one. I think it was the guy with rats. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he had all those rats, and we start to humanize them. You can't imagine getting rid of some of the disease. Obviously, like that. Did he like after?
Did he benefit from being on TV? I'll say, did anybody ever on Hoarders, like, you know, people talk about getting onto reality shows to try to jumpstart their career? I know we have one guy on CBM who I think definitely would love to try to springboard.
I think you might be right.
But has there ever been? So people have used reality shows to, not many, to become, after their reality show is over, to continue to work. I would warn there's not one chance of that happening.
Oh no. I don't think so. People that I think you can point at were successful. Elizabeth Preston. It was probably out of everyone because she's on The View.
Right.
And then you have, let's see. One phone. Pretty much. Whatever. Yeah, she had tons of. She was able to do a little something after the Hills, I believe. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
The Kardashians.
they try.
Well, the Kardashians got into
Yeah,
because
but I don't think there's any benefit other than if you want to get your house clean.
I mean,
Don't pay for your house to be clean. You know, yeah, that's so much, but that's really the only benefit. If you ain't got money, I guess. But let's say they decided, no, I'm not going to film this. I'm not going to allow you to film it. You know they wouldn't. You know that they would stop and not clean it.
oh, of course, yeah.
You know, I mean, it's pretty. It's almost as gross as the house themselves.
Small. Extreme cheapskates. There's another. It's a little bit
I heard.
Puppet DVD. Sure.
You're here.
I hope so. Oh, okay. Tell him Steve Dave. .merchtable.com. We've got 2 fucking snazzy shirts there. But within everyone.
People have been asking for this. People missed out on this initially. And, I guess this is a limited time thing, right? It's not going to be up there forever.
It won't be up there forever, and it says ships in 2 to 3 weeks, but I know that they have 200 on hand, so it won't take that long to ship the first 200. So
You'll get it by Christmas if you order.
Oh yeah. So even if you pre-order, you still get it.
It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Tone Steve Dave fan. I don't know if there's anything better you could receive in your stocking. Is it?
No, because the vinyl won't fit. So
We ain't selling vinyl.
yeah.
We're only selling 2 T-shirts and a DVD.
It is pretty fucking. It does look like a wasteland on that page. But a lot of people who didn't get into the original Kickstarter,
I'm almost tempted to offer money back there. So if you order it and you don't like it, send your DVD back.
Really?
I said almost. But then I'm like, you know what? Let this rip it. Hold it. I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm done.
Right. Shame on them. Fucking assholes. See? You just cost everyone else the money back guarantee, you little jerks. Yeah, so there you go. HomesteadBig.merchtable.com. And then the next thing is, what you won't see up here, Walt, is, keychains.
Keychains?
Yeah, you won't see the keychains.
Why?
Well, I have, it's not just Lay's that is, hurting its understanding.
Mostly.
It's mostly that. It's about 95% that. But I would say the other 5% was because I am not a fan of little garbage. It just has your name. It doesn't really have anything to do with you, you know what I mean?
Right.
Here's a keychain. Our names. Here's a fucking,
Why is ISO Comics have a keychain?
they might have a keychain.
What's that? Hey, Mike, do you guys have an ISO Comics keychain? You're right, bro. They do have a keychain. And how much is it retail for? $5. Where can you get it at? Where can people really get it at? Oh, so it's only con exclusive. So if you can only get it if you see Mike.
Yeah, you happen to see Mike and Ming at a con. I heard it was very successful with Kamikaze. I heard that a lot of keychains are sold. Let me ask you though, and this is nothing against you or your vision. The keychain was not your idea. What do you think? Was it really? Wow. $5 for a keychain. They've all turned around on this one. Have they cornered the keychain market, though?
No, I didn't even know you guys had a keychain, Brian.
Yeah.
I didn't know Brian's not a fan of the keychain.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the little things, those little things like that. Yes. I'm not.
Brian's go big or go home.
Yeah.
All right? Has there ever been more of a definition of go big or go home than this guy? It's got to be big or I'm not doing it. It's got to be spectacular or I'm not involved.
Do I see fireworks? No? All right. Bye. Oh, yeah? I go Rooker.
Did he buy it? I saw that.
He tried to tell me, he's like, I don't have keys. So, unless you see Mike and Ming at a con.
That's a very.
Hey, Mike, I heard you won't go to the Seattle con, too. What's the reason for that? Yeah, Ming asked me if I wanted to go to Seattle with him because he said no. That's right. Oh, okay.
This is
Wow.
more- I mean, you gotta remember, you can't crap where you sleep.
Okay.
Or eat. Or
Eat
shower.
or sleep, wherever.
Or anywhere. Don't.
Crap in the bowl. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and that's usually, you'll find Ming right around there, and you can tell him while you're sitting there on the phone, you're not going to Seattle.
Right. Is that when Ming told you? Or is that when you told Ming you were taking a dump on the bowl? Ming came bursting in. Oh, hey, Mike! We gotta make more money at teaching! We'll go to Seattle! Oh, really? Well, are you able to sit down here for a second, Mike? 'Cause I want to,
You can't. You gotta take care of people. I got stuff. He's gotta work.
I want to ask him about there's a big scare when those guys went out. You were aware of this, right?
Yeah, my wife told me.
They were probably less than a half hour away from being right in the middle of all that. Because it was their terminal.
Yeah, I heard about it. There was a shooting at the terminal they were going to land in. Of course, as much as I bust their balls, I would never want a single hair to be hung in their head. But how amazing it would have been if, like, me just got grazed.
Was it you I was talking to? I think it was you I was talking to. Oh, really? Who's I was talking to? I was like, if Ming came back missing part of his ear, I would be the happiest motherfucker on earth.
I would almost serve him right and just want me just for being so like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, with the biggest fucking grin on his face.
And the second he steps off the plane, he's like, oh my god. I'm disfigured.
As soon as they open the plane door.
Because you know he's the first one out, right?
Yep. Thinking there's a parade fucking to welcome him as when he gets off the plane. Instead it's a freaking steel slug
Yeah,
that
some
rips off
fucking
part of his
psycho's
ear.
gun. Yeah, it was a TSA guy, and I guess he didn't like other TSA people. So. But he's not dead, that guy. He didn't die that day. So I guess
Oh, yeah, he got away?
the shooter. Well, no, he didn't get away, but he's not dead though.
So,
Well, I guess
Say
they can
like-
ask him. Well, they can ask him like, why?
Oh.
What's the deal? Why did you do it? But it's weird because he said he wanted to himself, but at the same time, he was quoted as saying, "I want to kill pigs." CSA or something.
don't, if you're taking the psychological exam to be a law enforcement officer, don't say you want to kill pigs.
Leave that out.
Don't say you want to kill anybody. Say you want to be a painter
Yeah.
and sail.
Yeah.
But wait, but that didn't work either.
Yeah. Don't say you want to kill other cops, and don't say you want to sell the 7th season in portraits and shit. Because it won't work out for you.
I don't know what to say. Yeah, but I can tell you what not to say. Those two.
You can't even say, like, well, I really want to put the things down. You can't even look like you're too
say
eager.
you're looking like you're looking to put down some head loss.
Yeah. Because then you're just going to, at any chance, you're going to go, oh, we'll take a knife off to me.
Yeah, you got bloodlust.
But, yeah, those guys were very close to being gunned down. And that was, this is the kind of fucking shithead thing is, just for those people who are like, well, what? Just before we sat down, or when just as we sat down, there was a guy here in the comic book, and he said, "Siege weapons." That's not real. And he was like, "Oh, my friend back in North Carolina said, stop picking on me." But this is why we pick on you, because when that whole thing went down, nobody knew if things had landed, if it was rerouted, or what was going on, or if it was in fact getting gunned down. Because I mean. You could say, like, maybe he's this guy's idea of a pig.
Right. He's mine.
Yeah.
I mean, if I think
he fits
that,
your
why
definition,
not,
yeah.
why wouldn't I think other people wouldn't think he is?
But I,
Creepy little pig.
Little pig.
Piglet.
Yeah, one of those little.
I could picture him. Did someone Photoshop Ming in that little piglet pink sweater that Piglet used to wear? And just post it everywhere.
Yeah.
And like it just keeps sending it to Ming Chen 37 over and over again. A picture of him in as Piglet.
Yeah. No explanation.
Yeah, don't say why. Just do it.
But this little piglet, they get rerouted, and Debbie Chen is texting me. She's like, "I'm so worried."
No.
Yes, dude, I'll read.
Read those right now.
I'll read the text to you.
No, he didn't even.
He didn't bother telling.
He didn't bother to tell his wife like what was going on.
Nope.
So wait, how did she find out he was okay when he tweeted something like,
I had to tell her that I saw the tweet.
no? Okay, but you look for that, and I'll tell you what you were talking about. Before we started recording, it was a wonderful customer walked up, very happy to be in the store, very happy to catch a rare sighting of Brian Johnson in the stash, other than when we're filming. It's like a unicorn almost.
That doesn't affect people though. Like I see comments all the time. Like, what the fuck? Why is that lazy big fuckhead, that lazy hippie guy just hanging around the store all day? It's like,
but yeah,
I'm hanging around the store like people are eating ghosts.
But he was happy to see Brian, and he goes, he wanted to relay a message from his friends back home: stop picking on me. And my response was, if you hung around 24 hours with me, you would know why he takes a lot of shit. And this is one of the biggest reasons why. Read this to me.
Okay, so I didn't even know this was happening. I didn't have the TV on.
I found out about it from my wife. My wife goes, "Didn't you tell me Mike and Ming went to Los Angeles last night?" I go, "No, they didn't leave last night. They left this morning." He said, "She goes, oh,
We're dead."
no, she didn't say they're dead, but she was like, "Wow." She goes, "There was a shooting in the Los Angeles airport." And I go, "Really?" And I go, and I was like, my heart sank a little bit. I said, "Get the hell out of here!" I really was like concerned until I just quickly went on the computer, looked on seeing other than their Twitter account, and saw that they had just tweeted something within the last hour. So I'm like, well, I go, when did this happen? I said, well, she said early this morning. I go, they're fine. I just saw him tweet something an hour ago.
You were going to buy an entire warehouse full of us Comics Memorial keychains.
But, okay, so I knew that they were okay just by checking it, but Debbie Chen had no idea what's going on.
Debbie Chen has no idea. She says, "Do you have Mike's cell phone number?" I'm a bit freaked out about the shooting at LAX.
No!
It was in the terminal, and at the time they were supposed to land. I can't get in touch with Ning. I'm not sure if they landed yet or not. I don't believe they had landed.
Okay.
So I gave him Mike's phone number. It's, I said I didn't hear about a shooting. And then she said, "Yeah, it's crazy. I'm trying to find out the status of their flight because maybe they're still in the air." I said, "Hopefully they'll probably send them to Burbank or Long Beach." She said, "Okay." And then so I turned on the TV for this day. I said, "It looks like some people were injured, but no fatalities." That was before we knew. She said, "Let me know if you hear anything." Then she sent me the flight number. She said, "Our cable doesn't work, and I don't want the kids seeing this, so I have to rely on internet."
This is horrible.
Mm-hmm. I said, "I'll keep you updated." Then I told her who the shooter was. She said, "I think their flight has been rerouted." Because I guess because she hadn't heard from him. So I gave her some of the details, and then I said, "I saw a tweet, and they're being diverted to Palm Springs." She said, "Awesome, thank you so much."
So he tweeted. He tweeted to his followers that he's being rerouted, but not to his wife. Now, I'm not until you hear from the man himself, I'm reluctant to take him to task.
Mm-hmm.
We will find out, though, when he's back. We'll ask. We'll ask. But, I mean, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe that text didn't come through.
Right.
But I wanted to just ask him flat out, did you tweet what your status was before you told your wife, or did you tell your wife then? Or we could ask you, maybe, right? Because it's real important shit. Selling shit. Fucking Ming has a fucking house of fucking
humanity
in his head. I know that probably he doesn't though, but wow, is that it's alarming.
You're right though, man.
Remember I called him a sociopath?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody like was
years
crazy.
Years ago.
And I was like, I know I was wrong in that assessment, but I know he's not but there is something going on there. I don't know what it is, what's called. But there's something.
It could be sociopathy. You're probably pretty close.
It is. I mean, if that's the case, it's pretty hard to explain that, right?
I mean, and the thing is, it's not even like,
but how does he justify telling his followers what's going on in his life? But not his wife, maybe even worried and so on. And but you know what? I'm gonna right now. I'm gonna bet. You want to make a bet?
Sure.
$20. I say he did not.
You're going to say that he let his wife know prior to...
She may not have been able... Maybe it didn't go through. Or he tried to call her.
Okay.
I'm going to say he
We'll take his word for it. Known sociopath.
Hey, Mike, can you come back real quick? A 2-second question. This is right from the horse's ass. Mike, when everything was going on, when you found out about the shooting and everything, were you in the air when you found out?
We were. I was sitting next to Rob Bruce.
Can you tell me if you know? If you know, if you don't know, just say you don't know. Did Ming attempt to tell his wife what was going on first, or did he tweet to his followers what was going on first?
Ming was asleep through the whole thing.
Okay.
He only woke up when the captain came on and said, "Hey, we've got a little bit of a disturbance down here, folks." Rob Bruce was tweeting. Rob Bruce tweeted to all of his, followers that we're
Did Rob Bruce tell his wife first?
No, come on.
No, we know the answer to that.
Okay, but you don't know if Ming did. Did Ming tweet or call his wife first?
He tweeted first. And I happen to know this because...
I owe you $20 if I made that bet.
Because...
Did I make that bet? I can't tell.
Like you did.
Debbie Chen actually tried to get in touch with me. She's like, Ming's phone's off. Are you guys all right?
Okay.
So.
But was he sleeping by the time... Was he sleeping when you got that text from her?
Yes.
Okay, so he is kind of off the hook then.
Yeah, he's got to be off.
Wait a second. So she contacted you and said, because you had already said that he's fine.
Yeah.
I think that the normal person would still call his wife or text his wife and be like, "Hey, yeah."
He did call her. He was
prior to tweeting that.
She was the first.
Did he tweet first, or did he call his wife?
He tweeted first because we were still in the. We were just taxiing, and nobody could really make a phone call.
Gotcha. All right. Well, he couldn't make a call.
Yeah.
Then what are you gonna do?
What can you do?
Maybe not tweet.
But I swear to God, that my first thought was, "Oh shit, who did Rob piss off?" I thought they were lying in wait for Rob Bruce.
Would it be upsetting? Well, you guys landed in Palm Springs, right?
We got
that was a
yeah.
long ride. Huh?
Oh my God, 3
you got
hours.
On a bus?
Got on a bus, 3 hours from country.
Were you guys able to sell any keychains on the bus?
Yeah, we were right by the toilet, and we wouldn't let anyone go in unless they brought a keychain.
That's good.
It's a 2 keychain minimum, folks.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, I'll call you in a bit.
But Rob Bruce was a nightmare to travel with because I'm not a really good flyer because being inside a pressurized cabin. And I asked him, shade down, and he kept opening it up like a 3-year-old kid, just looking out. And I'm like, Rob, please, this is killing my brain. Yeah. And then up we go. Oh.
Did Rob Bruce and me join the Night Club together?
We're sleeping.
Don't tell our wives we're awake.
If we're gonna die, we're gonna go out doing what we always dreamed we wanted to do.
Guys, we're fine. We're 90 miles away from the airport.
I guess you guys answered your own question there.
So I think we both owe an apology before you listen to this, right? Or not? Right? He did not tell his wife first.
Right.
His wife was well aware.
Mike told
But before he went on the social media, his wife was well aware of this.
Yeah.
He is a good man.
All the other shit doesn't matter. Whether or not he called his wife first. He's alright.
Don't. Hopefully no one did that piglet thing yet, so don't do that.
You get some there's many other reasons to do that. Got something for you here. Well, remember how we used to talk about how great Hover was? Hover.com. Oh, God. I mean, you were.
I hope no one went on our word and got a domain name from Hover.
If you use Hover to get a domain name, you're a fucking idiot. Despite what we asked you to do. No, Hover's alright. I'm sure Hover's fine. But Hover left us, and now we're talking about GoDaddy. It reminds me of back in the day with Stern. Like, he would advertise shit and pimp stuff, and I would think at the time like he can't possibly be this he can't feel this strongly about this product. He just can't. It was like weird shit.
Yeah, but I mean, now a lot. I mean, you're really not as with it and as street savvy as you make yourself out to be. You think fucking cheapskaters is real.
Mm-hmm.
You think that Stern uses every product and is passionate about it.
Back when I was like 18. I'm not talking about
18?
Now. Yeah, like when I was
18?
Sure. Well, I mean, I didn't think.
I thought you were going to say 8.
No. Dude, when I was 8, I thought that, I would think that the groups would actually come in and play on it. I wasn't aware that records existed. No, back then, I thought that, because he seemed so honest about everything, it occurred to me that I'm like, well, he wouldn't advertise something that would be illegal. You know, when did the real world actually slap you across the face? What age? Earlier today when I found out we were doing GoDaddy.
It woke you up, right? It feels good to be shaken out of a stupor.
My eyes are open, finally.
A 45-year-old stupor and
45
like Rip
years,
Van
man.
fucking...
Mm-hmm. A fucking idiot for the last 45 years, but GoDaddy just opened my eyes. I'll read this to you. It's weird. They don't want us to do,
They want long.
I guess
good.
these guys
The listeners don't want it either.
Okay, this is what they say. So maybe you've got a great idea for a business and want to start selling your products or services online. Maybe you're an established business and are looking for new customers, or maybe you're interested in starting a personal website. No matter who you are, GoDaddy wants you to help. GoDaddy wants to help you kick ass online. Right now, GoDaddy is offering .com domains for just $1.99. It's go time. Start your website today. Visit GoDaddy.com and enter promo code CESD to get your $1.99.com. Some limitations apply. See website for details. That's it.
That's it. Now, I associate GoDaddy.com with the
Hotties?
the hot models and the Danica Patrick.
Yeah. They always have the very...
Now, I don't know, if Kevin's doing this, has this ad too, then you're probably number 4. You may be number 4 most famous person, celebrity, to be endorsing GoDaddy.
It's Kev and Danica Patrick.
No, I think Danica Patrick, because Kevin has a pure TV version. Right. When he does, then he trumps Danica Patrick.
Okay.
You might be number 4.
Well, who are the 3 in front of me?
There's the girl who's just like, who's got large breasts, clothing already.
Okay.
She's definitely more popular.
Yeah. She could be dead.
Danica, and if Kevin has this ad, which I'm sure he does, if we have it, then you.
All right.
It's
not quite bronze.
They've got quite a celebrity lineup pushing the GoDaddy branding right now.
They do. They were like Danica Patrick, Big Boob Chick, Kevin Smith, and the guy who just realized that...
and the guy from Duck Dynasty. No, Comic Book Man. Oh, okay.
We didn't get the Duck Dynasty. Whoever fucked that up is fired. Let's see, GoDaddy. They always have the Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah, they pay a lot of moolah. I'm sure they're paying us a lot of moolah to do this one, too.
Yeah. We're getting Super Bowl money, so don't worry about us. I thought GoDaddy wasn't it the one where it was like the dork making out with the
Yeah.
Good for him, man. I could choose it. Right? Yeah, Goddess on Heat Bash.
They don't want to talk about it long, right? So let's talk about Let's talk about Cryptozoic Man real quick.
Okay.
I'm still leaving the window open to order Cryptozoic Man. They'll leave it open until he thinks a good date to end it. How about Thanksgiving, right?
Because then we're going to start...
Something new starts. So we'll end one thing and something new will start.
Okay.
So if you want to order Cryptozoic Man, the bundle, issues 1 through 4, you've got to call the store, talk to Mike, Martin, or myself, 732-758-0508. And you get the first issue sent to you, and you get issues 2 through 4 shipped upon the release of issue 4. And the sweetest plum of all, you're going to get 4 comics, 4 podcasts. You get C-Man Pod, which is done now. People are raving about it. Declan, I don't know if you know this, but Declan is really into Tom Sleepy.
He is, I know. It's like, we're hardly done with it before he's like, when are you gonna send it? I've got no life.
I mean, he is up in arms for it. He's got bloodlust for Thompson. TSD lust. T-lust.
That's his street
Testy
name.
lust.
He lusts after Testy.
He is really into it, and I know that he loves to hear comments about the C-Man pod. So, tell Bri, tell Declan about how. You're gonna get the C-Man pod. That's done. At the end of November, you're gonna get the Fiasco pod. And the Fiasco pod, I don't know if I've ever looked forward to a podcast as much, probably since Pod Wars. It's been a while since something has gotten as big hype, is getting hyped as much as Pod Wars was, but Fiasco's going to be pretty darn big. Did you bring your questions back?
I didn't. You don't need. I thought you needed them. I'll drop them off at your house. I thought you need them until Tuesday.
Can't you email them to me?
Yeah, she can do it. Yeah. She did them.
She did them?
Yeah, she did them. They're all done.
All right. Just don't forget them. Then.
Okay.
I don't care how you get them. Just answer me.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing Saki to Ming. And that's almost like a newlywed kind of game where the guys have to guess the answers to their female counterparts' answers. I'm going to ask them stuff that, it's going to make them squirm. Sunday Jeff's going to play.
So you have Sunday Jeff's wife answering.
Yes. I have Debbie Chen's answers already. This was before she thought he was dead.
Tears all over the fucking questionnaire.
She answered these before she thought he was dead. So I don't know if the answers would have changed if she had thought he had perished in a gun battle at the LA terminal. Brian's going to answer questions from Suzanne, and Hugh has questions from his lady. Then we're going to do a game called Conjoined Twin, which nobody knows what that is. I'm not going to reveal what that is. You have to get the pod. And then we're going to tell Fiasco stories. I have one that I'm begging listeners, if I tell, to not go and tweet the person and to not, because he's somewhat of not a celebrity, not as big as Danica Patrick or the big-breasted woman, but he does have a Twitter account, and I don't need you tweeting him and asking him more. Believe me, it's true. I would never lie, especially after the support we got from this tweeting time. And the last thing will then be 1, 2, 3 with Sunday Jeff, because the last time he did it so many years ago.
It should have been next to Fiasco in this year.
Yeah.
In fact, it's on the Puppet DVD.
It's on the Puppet DVD. It's one of my favorite segments on the Puppet DVD. It's absolutely animated with puppets and also animation too. It's probably the highlight of the DVD for me. So that'll be the Fiasco pod. You're going to get that at the end of November. We're recording that next week, and I can't wait for it. And then you're going to get Mike and Ming's Taking Hay in December, and a fourth unnamed pod. I want to bounce this off for the fourth unnamed pod. I thought we'd bring a little bit of America. So I've been looking at where all these orders have come from. Mm-hmm. Worldwide. There are a lot of countries where they don't get a chance to vote. They don't get a chance to...
Those third world countries.
They don't get a chance to get their voices heard. They don't get a chance to make a difference. Mm-hmm. So I was going to open it up for...
I'm being subjugated!
I wanted to open it up to a vote to what the fourth pod will be.
Oh.
With these 4 candidates.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready. You know what we'll do? We'll set up a survey.
Ming already has it.
We did it already.
Declan already has it. I'm sorry.
Declan, okay.
Yeah, Declan. Declan already has it. Mike, you bring me back my iPad into the while I'm talking about this? Thank you. But we're going to set up, these are the 4 candidates that, you may not, in the country you live in, your vote may be meaningless. It's all a sham. You know it doesn't mean anything.
You're talking about America.
Oh, yeah. But it's also, just like America, you may have more than one choice, but it doesn't mean those choices ain't shit. But I thought we'd go with Taking Hay 2 as the fourth bonus spot.
You're sending him right back out again?
I love it.
Weren't you just here last week?
Taking Hay 2 is choice 1. A Puck Nuts reunion, a real Puck Nuts reunion.
Okay.
Because like the last time we did a Puck Nuts, you were not involved, and there was plenty of tears, and there was plenty of
Generated from my tear ducts.
yes,
Not the audience.
yeah, this would be a real Puck Nuts reunion with the original Puck Nuts, Ming, Jeff, me, and finally you returning after I think well over 2 years, maybe possibly 3-year absence since there's been a Puck Nut episode with all 4 original members.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that would be pretty interesting option. The 4th option, Space Monkeys.
Well, I mean,
That was the third. Wait a minute, that's the 3rd option, right?
yeah.
Third option would be
Taken Hate 2
Taken Hate 2, Puck Nuts, Space Monkeys.
with Just Me and Q.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to doing.
Yeah, I know. I see that.
What do you think?
I thought there were 4. So
I
the
thought
4
there were
options?
4. Yeah, I don't remember what they were now. Taken Hay, Puck Nuts, Space Monkeys. That's it. Yeah, I think those are. You only get 3 choices.
I mean, jeez. I mean, I would do Space Monkeys. It doesn't really bother me, but I think it would not be nearly as interesting as Taking Hate 2.
You know,
It's
you
so
know that they're
funny.
both taken. They don't. I mean,
It's just so funny. It's such a funny idea. But Puck Nuts. Every once in a while I think of Puck Nuts because I'll see like sports related stuff. That I'm like,
yeah, we could do an all sports related pod. Doesn't have to be hockey, just as long as it's sports content.
like this Richie Incognito guy. I've been hearing.
Oh yeah,
This is crazy, man.
it's really crazy, and I don't know where I fall on this one.
Well, they just said. I just read now he was investigated in 2012 for allegedly sexually harassing a volunteer at a golf tournament.
Okay, I'm just talking about the. I don't like. I mean, I know that.
He was saying like racist, right?
Yeah, that's deplorable. Obviously, he should be suspended for that. But what I don't get is the guy that we're talking about a tough, bruising man.
Mm-hmm.
It's very odd that like a guy of that size isn't just like, hey,
It's getting bullied.
cut the crap or I'm going to pound you.
Yeah.
Rather than be like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to say that I'm being bullied.
I'm getting bullied.
It's really, like, it's so strange. And a lot of other football players have come out and said the same thing. They're like, you take care of it as men would.
I mean, I'm a half a man. At best. And I still wouldn't go home and be like, they're bullying me, Mom. It's bizarre. And like the one guy said they're going to run a train on your sister. And
Oh,
all
I
kinds of
didn't hear
weird
that.
shit.
I
Well, that
didn't
was
hear
like,
that.
I guess some other guys bullied him too. But this thing came out today that, I guess, no charges were filed at the time. It was a 34-year-old woman. She was intoxicated, and this Richie Incognito molested her with a golf club. He just scoffed up to touch her by rubbing it up against her vagina and then proceeded to her chest. He proceeded to lean up against her balance with his private parts as if he were dancing, and saying, "Let it rain, let it rain." He finally finished his inappropriate behavior by emptying bottled water in her face. I mean, that's the least.
Let's save it.
offensive.
Let's save it in case Pucknuts wins the vote.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk about that and plus many more awesome stories.
This is crazy. This is so grotesque.
Yeah, it's insane.
This is a great comment, though. This is Mike Wallace of the Miami Dolphins. I love Richie. I personally think he's a great guy. He's an intense guy. Everybody knows him. I don't feel like he did anything that he wouldn't do on a regular basis. I don't think he was out of hand. I think he was just being Richie. Well, just being Richie is sodomizing the woman with a golf club.
I don't think he's talking about that incident. I think he's talking about him going after the lineman
Oh, okay.
and saying those things. But it is. I mean, I do find that like I can almost understand other football players going to be like, you don't take that out of the locker room. You handle it the way that men handle it, and that's mano a mano.
Yeah.
That and I understand. A lot of people are offended by those football players coming out and saying that.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, no, you're blaming the victim. That kind of mentality.
Right.
But I say then you're not giving them much. You're not really then seeing reality. You're playing the PR. You're playing PR, PC game. Reality is in a locker room, it's a totally different world than the real world.
Right.
And if you're going to try to make it in the real world, it's never going to happen. The locker room, a men's locker room will never become your Shangri-La of ponies, PC, and fairy tales, and it's a man's locker room. Is there room for ugly comments like that? I don't think. I mean, yeah, there is a line, but if that line is crossed, then the person who crossed it has to pay the price. Mano a mano.
Right.
That's my opinion. You know, Ron and I don't know.
Who did he tell? He told a coach or something?
I think he released tapes and everything. There's definitely a lot more to the story than that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hear other football players come out and say, he should have handled this himself by, taking action in his own hands. This guy slug in the face and tell him to cut the shit.
Right.
And that's how I think a lot of people think that's how it would be handled a lot.
I mean, like you say, these are huge, tough footballers. If the football locker room, you can't count on that to be a price. Somebody makes a remark and you fucking nail him in the face and send him sliding across the room. If you can't count on the football locker room to be a place where somebody can get their stick and they're not going to run away being like, oh, I got bullied. I mean, then what? Then that's it. Then every last bastion of manhood has been pussified.
All right, but that's a pup nuts top.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna. I wish Declan was around. He's not around. I don't have to. I'm gonna set up a website where you can vote for that fourth pod. We'll announce it next week, or but there may even be a fourth candidate. But the only way you're gonna get those four pods, is by calling 732-758-0508 or emailing me and asking me how to order it at KMEWES2@gmail. KMews2. If you want that stuff, all that good stuff, contact.
Okay, well, you and I spoke about this yesterday, and somebody just asked. I'll give you a chance to answer. Once and for all, why can't I buy the new bonus pods? I'm willing to pay for them, folks. Says Evandro.
Well, we are selling them. We are allowing you to buy them.
Well, we're giving them away for free.
Well, I mean,
if you buy some.
Yeah, I mean, the whole incentive was to sell comics. I cannot sell them to you because I would be betraying the wonderful customers who ponied up the money in support of us. I don't know how people can't see that. I'm not sure why this is such a hard question, or a question that even should be asked. It's like, I can't do it. These pods will only be available for this promotion. And for me to go back and sell them would be telling all those people who ordered it that would be the worst thing I could do. I'll never do that. I'll take these pods to my grave before I send them or put them up anywhere else.
That's worse than tweeting your fans before texting your woman and letting them know that you're okay, right?
I swear to God, I'll burn the masters before I ever put them up on Bandcamp. The only way you're going to get them is if you call the store or if you email me. I'm sorry, but I respect the people who did come out too much to then offer them at a later date.
At a discounted price.
No, never. It'll never happen. And
we're more likely to sell keychains.
But we're talking about 4 comics, 4 pods. That's 8 items. Mm-hmm. If you live in America, what's 8 into 28?
4.
It's less than
7.
No.
What?
8 into 28.
8 into 28? Does
It's
it go into 28? No.
It goes like, it's like 4.
4.5 times.
Yeah, so it's like $4.50. You're paying $4.50 for a comic. Comic costs $4. You're paying $4.50 for a pod. Usually you get it for free, but not these ones. These are special. Mm-hmm. I think I've said this to a couple people. It's the greatest podcast promotion in the history of podcasting.
I agree.
I don't think there's a better podcast promotion you can point to that's better than this.
You get 4 books. You get the chance to support people who give you free shit week after week for years now. And you get the 4 pods that you want to begin with.
You're getting so much. Forget about supporting.
The comics don't sell on eBay. Right, you probably get 10
they're
bucks a piece.
They're all signed. They'll have some blood on them. Mm-hmm. For the people, I understand, man. People have contacted me and told me that they're in a position where they can't spare $28 or $35, or the $50 if they're in another country. I get it, man. Times are tough.
Start
But I
eating goat's
can't.
head and reusing cloth toilet paper then.
Tell them, Steve. Man. You can't end it. You can't end it better than that.
I feel like when we hold an advertiser, that advertiser should, 1 week, everyone off that one commercial should just be there. Like Hulu Plus. How many more times do I get to tell you? Hulu Plus.
So a TV commercial.
Get out of here, really?
They're on TV now, too.
He's like one Danica Patrick, Nick Blue, fucking Kev Smith, trifecta. Do they make you want to go to Hulu Plus?
The TV commercials?
Mm-hmm.
Not as much as our commercials.
I would think not. These people say here, $7.99 a month. You stream as many TV shows and movies wherever you want. Which I guess is good, right? I mean, that's not that much. $7.99.
We live in a world now that cannot slow down. We cannot have our TV shackled by the networks and by days and times.
Mm-hmm.
The public demanded it. TV on demand. Hulu stepped up.
It's not enough that they have DVRs and they could just record and watch it one-on-one. You needed something even better. And that's Hulu Plus. And the thing I like about it, you can watch, like, the entire season. That's what I like to do. Just real quick. Like The Office, dude. You like
I love it all. And that's the only show in the last, how long was it on? 10 years?
9 years.
9 years. It's the only show that I kept up with. I bought all the DVDs of the season when the seasons were released. It's the only show that I can say that I stuck with. Well, not even stuck with, even started, and stayed true to, because I really dug the characters. I dug the writing. There were some moments where you're like,
There's some real turkeys.
but they would always come through with something to make you go like, I want to know what happens next. Now you can do that. Like, listen to this dinosaur DVDs. I'm doing it on.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it right on your device.
Yeah.
Through Hulu.
Yeah. Your iPad or your tablet or your phone. I'm not like but yeah, man. Even I think that things like Hulu Plus and Amazon, they're going to be within the next 5 to 10 years. You're going to see them replace for original programming and shit.
I don't know about replacing, but I think there'll be a gigantic competition for quality network for quality programs.
You don't think TV will be gone for 5 years?
No, I don't think so. That's a bold statement.
Yeah.
That sounds like
Program with a lunatic.
Yeah.
They have exclusive content.
They have Hulu Plus offers exclusive content, like original
Awesome.
showings.
Starring SNL's Seth Meyers and Moon Boy. I wish they would give me copies of this stuff. These two fucking shows.
I saw possibly one of the worst shows, the most uninspired, pathetic excuse for original programming on Fox Sports New York or Net, or I don't know what. It's the channel the Devils are on. And I recorded the Devil game. I DVR'd it. But I have to record it. I have to always extend the time because in case it's overtime. So I extended time by an hour, and I let the DVR run as I was sitting on the couch. And a show came on. Now all it is these two people go into a Buffalo Chicken Wild Wings or something.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, they have like tons of TVs. It's like a sports bar.
Yeah, sports bars. And they ask people 3 questions for $20, $30, and $100. Just, that's it. That was a TV show.
And it's like trivia questions?
Yes.
And then people either get them right or wrong and then they move on?
Yes.
Oh.
It was a real TV show on prime time. I know it's still a sports channel,
Right.
but put a classic game on. Why on earth would you put something on that I wouldn't even watch? I wouldn't watch that. I mean, I did watch it, but
You're not going to go back.
I cannot believe that like somebody actually was like, well, no, we'll do. We'll fill some content. We'll just go film us asking trivia questions to people in the bar.
And I can imagine the background noise is insufferable. It's so loud that like people are like looking in the camera.
No, it
and
looks
shit.
like they did it probably like at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there was no like loud mouth drums in the background. But like a lot of people got the questions wrong,
All right.
so it's like
Do they get razzed, or is it just like,
No.
they got it wrong?
got it wrong.
So,
It was unbelievable. It was a
does
car
anybody
wreck.
care about somebody winning $100 these days? It just seems like not that much money.
What do you think the ratings are on that show? You get the ratings back. It's on around 9:30 at night on a Thursday.
I mean, I know what we were doing at 9:30 at night on a Thursday.
Right? Could you imagine what that show's getting?
I mean, if they got higher ratings than us, I would literally jump off the roof.
There's not a chance.
No.
There's not a chance. There's not a chance. I mean, it was so. It looked like it cost $10.
And who hits himself in the ass? Like, oh my god, I missed it! I totally forgot it was on. Oh my god, I gotta go get Hulu Plus in case they have it. Yeah. So anyway, Hulu Plus. Steve.
Let me tell. Maybe let's see if they. Oh, you don't even. You know what? Don't even want to bother. I won't even tell you the name because I don't want to get. I want to get angry emails from that show anyway.
I mean, they can't. They're probably less orders, right?
As you see, like I'm afraid to say anything too negative because I seem to always get blowback. So the show wasn't all that bad, the quiz show. So if it is on Hulu Plus, look it up. Because I just don't feel like answering why'd you slag my show or why'd you say such hurtful things, you know.
You think so? You think?
Oh God, I get calls about it all the time. The guy said something.
It's something negative.
Yeah, and I got an answer to it.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't get it because you're not here, man.
No,
Why
I mean,
the
I
fuck
just,
lying,
I don't see, no, I mean, dude, you're a warrior, I know. But I'm saying, like, I truly don't understand, people getting that work.
Oh. They have to feel like they know they can get a hold of you.
Yeah.
It's a curse. It's a blessing and a curse. Hulu Plus.
For whatever, yeah, Hulu Plus. For whatever reason, I was going to give Declan's Twitter earlier. What was the reason? Was it for the? Was it for the?
I don't know.
For the.
I think everybody cares.
Why'd you have to say it? I was feeling good. At DeQuinn, DeQuin. And of course, we're at Steve D.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.